And there's all sorts of carrots, all for different reasons, different sizes, different shapes, weather conditions, time of the year. So you need to choose the one that's best suited. At the moment I'm going to go for the Autumn King, purely because this is early July, and I want those to stand in the ground until well, probably right into the winter. So let's prepare this bed then for carrots. Remove the previous crop. Oops. In this place, garlics. Not too bad at all. We've really got to get that soil broken up into small bits. Don't care how you do it. This is just one of my homespun ways of doing it. Rake it and break it. If you can get hold of some sand or grit, and as well as sand and grit, you're going to need some of that for thinning the soil and making it really loose. This soil is a bit clayey, but it's been composted from last year for growing stuff, so it's got a bit of nutriment in it, but to add a bit of sand and a bit of grit, if you can afford enough to do the whole patch, that's brilliant. If not, we'll just do the row where they're going to be growing. Next, if you're going to decide if you're going to do your carrots in lines, or you could do the whole block, just scatter them. But I find doing them in lines, it makes it easier to keep the weeds clear, and you can sort out your carrots to get the right spacing and so on. You've got somewhere where you can stand, so to speak. Anyway, yeah, so there's me wash grit. I don't want them pebbles in it because that causes me carrots to fall. And I'm only doing it like this rather than the whole area, because if you've got to go and buy your grit, you only want grit where you need it. And you could go and buy a bag of washed flooring grit. This would be used for screeding floors. You can buy it from garden centre. Slightly more expensive than buying it from your local builders merchants. There we go. That'll do for the minute. And also, I like to add a bit of sand. I'll tell you why. I'll catch this when I see a job going on. When it's near the end, I'll say to the chaps, "What are you doing with your spare sand and grit?" Well, you can have it if you want it. It's very often the call. So I'm there with a couple of buckets, and there we go. Right, now I'm going to cultivate that. Let's go with this figging. Thing down. There. Right that back. It's a lesson to look for you. There's there we go. Lay the sand. Funny things remind you of songs, isn't it? It's an old folk song. Every folk club song at the time. There we go. We're almost ready now. We just got to prepare the drill. Now, I've got myself a piece of wood. It's a little bit thicker than ½ inch, but carrot seeds like to be ½ inch deep. No deeper, really no shallow, because if they dry out, you'll lose them. So, I'll go with this bit of stick. Just rub it in. Good. want to know. Yeah. Seeds. The reason I'm watering it now, not when the seeds are in, because the seeds are going to go into that wet ground, and the water will run in that trench anyway. I'm still going to check the depth of the trench again in a minute. I'm going to leave this to soak in. So I'll know then that the seeds, their roots are going down into wet soil. There we go, and that's rainwater, not tap water. Tap water, I'm convinced, does something to the microbes in the soil. Yeah, inhibits growth. So, there we go. Dump it in again. As I say, this is my own homespun way of doing it. There's probably experts out there are probably thinking, what an idiot that boy is. Well, I'll take that as a compliment if they say boy. Right, there we go. Next thing is the seeds. Now, I'm going to do a little experiment here. I've got a bit of dry sand in this little shovelly thing. And I'm going to put in there, I reckon I've got 3 rows of carrots here. And I'm going to put in there what I think is about half. Sorry, third. Let's go with a third. And mix them in the sand. And the law of averages says they'll all be spread out. And now I'm going to shape them. The next thing is, I'm going to fill that trench up with grit. Tiny bit more in there. Right, then you get the wood sister. Out. Not too heavy, not too heavy handed. Right. Take the string out. Carrot. Portland King. Just squeeze it in there. And then on that side, write the date. 7/7/14. Now then, a little water with a sprinkler, and then we water in. And then what we're trying to avoid is them drying out. And you can do this several ways. These are my old peas I've pulled out, so we could just use some of that, like that, just to keep the sun off. Alternatively, this works a treat, lengths to go in. And then you've got to keep your eye on them, give them 2 or 3 days, check that the ground's still moist. And then as soon as they're showing, you take the guttering off. So if you use foliage like that, you can leave that on for a bit longer. Oh, there we go. After taking the guttering off, this gutter's been off for about 2 days, and now as you can see they've all greened up, and things are looking good. 2 or 3 weeks of nice weather and they look like that. They're about well, a hand's width high. Despite your accurate sowing, you'll always get them come up a bit, sometimes patchy. You may be lucky and get nice full rows, and you may get some spaces. You could, if you wanted, just sow a few more seeds in the spaces. That will stagger your cropping as well. You can grow your carrots in the ground. You can grow them in a box like this. Here's some that I planted, or I sowed, let me see now, probably 6 weeks ago. And what we got? Oh, you could just, well, let's pull one out. It's worth it just to show you. Let's see what we got. There we go. Bit dinky, but I reckon. There we go then. I might wash that off and eat it. There's nothing like the smell and the crunch of a fresh carrot. Ah, that's heaven.